What is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel. I am Lonnie from Flight Sim Gaming. Today we are doing another Caribbean flight here in the ATR. We are flying with Air Antilles from St Maarten down to Guadeloupe. Rear-wheel flight flown by Air Antilles in the ATR, and this will be, I believe, flight number 4 or 5 in the ATR with the Caribbean islands sort of flights that we're doing here. We are doing 2 legs today. We are doing this leg from Princess Juliana down to we're going to Pointe-à-Pitre in Guadeloupe, and then we're going from Guadeloupe down to Martinique, all in the Air Antilles ATR 72, both rear-wheel ops. Should be a fun time. Weather looks pretty good. We have some clear conditions. I don't see that we're going to have any issues up in the air. But anyway, we got the aircraft boarding up right now with GSX. Let's get inside. Let's get things powered up. And let's get on out of here, shall we? Battery coming on. External powers 1 and 2 coming on. DC gens coming on. Hydraulic powers are coming on. Oxygen supplies coming on. We're going to go ahead and arm emergency exit lights, seat belts, and no device. Nav and logo can come on, and windshield heat will come on. Come over to the McDo. We'll get it programmed. Pause in it. Let's go ahead and we'll calibrate the GPS. Perfect. Come over to the flight plan init page. Today's call sign is going to be Guy 221 Yankee. Plug that in there, and we're going from St Maarten to Guadeloupe. We'll plug that in, and we'll execute. We are departing off of runway 10 today. We are on the Motor 2 departure, and I want to say we are going on the Spata transition. We'll execute that. Perfect. From Spata, let me just have a look here at our waypoints. We are going to go fly over top of St Kitts, SKB. From SKB, we are going to be going direct Bimbo. Yes, it says Bimbo. It's kind of hard to read that. And it's going to be, looks like it's going to be this one. We'll execute that. From Bimbo, it is going to be the arrival into Pointe-à-Pitre. We are expecting the ILS 12 Zulu. And we'll execute that. Perfect. Clear the disc on. Fantastic. Come over to the perf tab here. Perf in it. Well, first and foremost, let's go back to the perf tab here. Transalt is 5,000 feet. Plug that in there. We'll go to the perf in it. Cruising out today is going to be 15,000 feet, so a little bit higher than the last couple of videos. Come over to the weight tab. Zero fuel weight, 17,735. And fuel on board is going to be 1518. We'll plug that in there. Perfect. I'm going to come over here, and we're actually going to throw in some of the weight and balances manually. So we need 1518 on the fuel. Go back to 50%. 1520. Perfect. And the payload, 17,735. %. Perfect. Close enough. Beautiful. That is all set. We'll come back over to the perf tab here. I'm just going to go ahead and plug in Transalt in Guadeloupe's 9,000 feet. That looks good. So we'll come up here. We'll start doing our checklists. Final cockpit prep 2. Parking brake engaged. The altimeter. Let's get it open. 10:15, 1015. Landing elevation check. FMS comm and nav data. Start with the comms here. 122.8. We'll enter that. ILS 12 Zulu. Come open up the charts here. We do have a frequency of 110.3. Make sure we plug that in there. 110.3. We'll go ahead and enter that. Transponder. We'll plug it in right now. Beautiful. TCAS is on auto. Fantastic. We'll check that off. Fuel quantity, fuel on board is 1520. Check. Engine fuel used. We'll come over here. Reset it. Check. Memo panel check. Power management is into the takeoff positions. Perfect. And then before prop rotation, CDLs are on. FMS and takeoff data. Confirmed. Trims. Come back over here. Make sure we set our trim. Perfect. Tail prop. On board. And the doors. We'll keep the doors open right now. I'm going to go ahead and turn the beacon and wing lights on. And we'll wait for baggage to be done. Two legs today. Two short flights. They're about 45. I guess they're a bit longer than what we were normally doing. They're about 45 minutes of airtime. So should be some good flying today. Clear conditions. We are going to be checking out the new Saint kits. Scenery done by, I think it's SLH Design. Forget who the devs are. Scenery was released late of last week. So we are going to be doing a flight from Antigua there. Two Saint kits in the, I believe it's the Liat or Liat Airlines, another Caribbean airline that flies ATRs. We're going to be checking that out. And then our last leg is going to be Bridgetown, Barbados to Port of Spain, Trinidad. That'll conclude the Caribbean island ops that we're doing here. And then we'll get back into probably the Phoenix A320. It's been a little bit since we've flown that. And we'll do some flying in Europe for sure. Beautiful scenery here in St Maarten. There's some beautiful plane spotting spots out here. You got the famous beach down here where you can experience aircraft landing and departing. And then there's a beautiful hotel here where you can also do some plane spotting, which is fantastic. Only flew out of here once in the simulator. If I recall, there's a bump somewhere along the runway. I don't know if that's a scenery problem or what, but only flown out of here once. It's going to be a quick departure. Actually, what I could do is I can go ahead and show you guys what we're sort of doing here. Pull up Navigraph. We are on the motor to RNAV departure, so it's going to be runway heading and then a quick right turn to motor. We got to be at or above 4,000 to Sparta. Transalt's up here, 5,000 feet. So routing instructions may be superseded by radar vectors. As soon as practicable, turn right. We got to watch out for the mountains. And then climb direct motor, cross motor at or above 4,000. If unable, advise ATC, turn left, direct Sparta. Fairly straightforward, nothing too crazy. Don't forget, everybody, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to smash down that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. We have about close to 85% of the viewers viewing the videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you would like to enter yourself into any giveaway, you must be subscribed. We are giving away at 250 subs a €50 Sim Market gift voucher to one lucky winner. Or if you're on Xbox, we'll be giving away something on the Xbox side of things. So it's not just for PC simmers, it's also for Xbox simmers as well. Just just need to get it up to 250. We're almost there. We're sitting at 211 or 212 currently. Got about 38 more subs to go. We should get that roughly within the next, I would say, 30 days or so. Last bag. Loading in. We'll watch it go in. And it's in. Main door is going to be closed. Cargo doors closed. Wheel chocks are removed. Seatbelts, beacon lights on and on. Normal procedures. So that was the before prop rotation. We're going to go to the before taxi checklist. Come up to GSX here. We're going to go ahead and prepare for pushback. Get up to cruising altitude here, 15,000 feet on today's journey.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Shit. 15,000 feet is set. Come up top here. Engine start switch to the A and B position. We're going to go ahead. Prop brake is coming on. Right side fuel pump run. And we're going to start engine number 2. Wait for a 10% NH percentage before we feather condition lever 2. And there we have it. Throw the aircraft into hotel mode. You cannot put the aircraft into hotel mode before you request ground clearance or pushback clearance. Does not allow you. We are there. External powers 1 and 2 are coming off, and ground power disconnected. We're gonna go nose left tail right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released. We're gonna run pump number 1, and we're gonna start engine number 1. Once again, we're gonna wait for a 10% on the NH percentage, and we'll feather condition lever number 1. Looks like it's now feathered. We'll come back up top here. We're going to remove prop brake. Start switch is coming off. We'll throw the strobes on while we're here. And we'll wait for the pushback before we go ahead and put the condition levers auto. Not too sure what GSX is doing.
Please set parking brakes.
Cockpit to ground. We have a
Parking brakes are set.
You can disconnect.
Come over to the checklist. FWS, we're going to recall. Check. Cockpit comm hatch is closed. Condition levers 1 and 2. Go on auto. Anti-icing as required. We'll wait for the hydraulic pressures to come up here, and then we'll go ahead and put the shrew on. Shrew is on. Ropes coming on. Taxi takeoff lights are coming on.
Unlocking gear.
Anti-skid test. Check. Flaps set. Jeez. Nozzle steering is checked.
Bypass pin removed.
for takeoff checklist. Takeoff briefing has been performed.
Left is clear, right is clear.
Gust lock. Okay, come off, and then we can go ahead and do... Can't do the config test yet. We got parking brakes on. How did I miss that? It's okay. We'll wait for the go-ahead before we release the brakes. She's got it. Waiting for the go-ahead. Have a good trip. Parking brakes can come off. Now we can go ahead and take off confirm. Fantastic. Heading is going to be selected, then nav, and then IAS. IAS Alt select. Transponder TCAS checked. Everything else here is good to go. We'll go back to the normal procedures, and we're going to go to the after takeoff checklist. And let's go. It's been a hell of a ride flying these this ATR on this little Caribbean islands ops that we're doing. I'm not sure when we're gonna fly it again once we conclude the last few flights. We'll probably get back into it again sometime in the near future. I know I definitely want to do some we'll do some heavy ops with after the avionics update has been released for the 787 and the 747. Definitely want to try those out. I know they released 2 weeks ago. The first beta was released, and then they updated it 2 weeks after that, and it's looking very promising. So I definitely want to do some 787 ops. We'll probably do some either United ops or British Airway ops, long haul flights for sure. 747, I would love to do some Korean cargo ops out of Toronto. Korean Air Cargo, I believe they do Toronto to Anchorage, and then Anchorage to Seoul, South Korea, and then they come back. They come back from Anchorage to Chicago and then to Toronto. So let's line up here. Got the mountain in front of us. We have to follow the flight directors here, and we'll stop the aircraft right here. Sync our heading. Heading select LNAV, IAS Alt select is all set. We'll go ahead. We'll notch throttles. Throttles are notched, and let's go. Throttle is set. Maintain center line as best as we can. Never any guarantees with this ATR. A little windy. Not too shabby though. Coming up on V1. V1. And let's go. Positive rate of climb. Gear going up. We'll follow the flight directors here. Should be starting our right turn momentarily. A little bumpy. And let's go ahead and start that right turn. Beautiful. Autopilot coming on. Let the autopilot do its thing. Let's get some views out of here, shall we? Look at that. paradise for sure. Okay, we are at about 1,700 feet. We're going to go ahead. Power management's going to the climb position. Landing gear is up. We're going to wait to do flaps. Yaw dampener coming on, by the way. Flaps up. Landing gear check, flaps up, power management is set to the climb position, engine bleed is on. Taxi and takeoff lights are off. Altimeters set and check. That was the after takeoff checklist. Next will be the descent checklist once we start descending. Beautiful departure on out. Pretty standard for this airport. I can't believe they fly 747s into here. Or at least they used to. Such a short runway. Little bit bumpy, but that is okay. Coming up on 5,000 feet here. Go ahead and select standard pressure. Perfect. Standard pressure is set. Okay, ladies and gents, I'm going to go ahead and fly it up to 15,000 feet. And I'll catch y'all on the descent down into Pointe-à-Pitre in Guadeloupe. Should be fun. Catch y'all in a bit. Peace! Going on, everybody? Welcome back to the last part of the video. We are currently on the descent down into Pointe-à-Pitre, Guadeloupe. As you can see, we got a big storm cloud in front of us, but that shouldn't affect us. Anyway, we are approaching, it looks like transition out momentarily. We are going direct, India Romeo 12, 12 Zulu. There is no arrival, no star on this approach, so we'll capture. We got to be at 36, above 3,600 feet there. We're on the VNAV path right now. We'll capture the glide slope once we make our left turn towards the runway. I've already done our descent checklist here. We're going to go ahead and start our approach checklist. Seatbelt lights are on, landing lights are on, altimeters set and check. 1014. Cabin altitude is checked. And that concludes our briefing. We're going to come over to the before landing checklist. We're not there yet, so we'll wait. The weather in Pointe-à-Pitre, the winds are 140 at 10. Visibility 9,999 meters or greater. Few clouds at 2,700, as you can see. Temperature 29, dew point 23, humidity 70%, altimeter 1014. Should be a pretty straight in approach landing. I'm hoping LRM is going to work. I do have it up. I have been testing it. Had an issue with it. I reached out to the devs, and immediately they responded by saying to disable antivirus, any sort of antivirus you have. And then there was an LRM script reset that I had performed. They sent me the link in my email, and I managed to get it working. Now, it did work in the last video, but it also, the landing rate monitor for the recording overlay that I have also came up, so I'm hoping to get just the LRM. If we do, then we're in the gold. We're in the clear. We're still holding the speed. Approach mode has been selected. We are going to hold about... We'll bring it back a little bit. We'll come over to the MiG-2 here. We're going to come to the perf tab. The approach tab is set. Transout 9,000 feet set, and I added the winds in there. That is great. As you can see, our approach speed is going to be 104 knots. So, all is looking well and dandy. We are doing a second leg. We are, once we land, I'm going to go ahead and restart the simulator, and we're going to be doing a flight from Pointe-à-Pitre down to Martinique. I think it's Fort de France or something like that. I'm not too sure. A lot of French territory here in the Caribbean. A lot of beautiful, beautiful scenery too. Absolutely gorgeous. So 2 legs on today's flight with Air Antilles or Air Antilles or Air Antilles. I don't know how to pronounce it. I apologize if I'm butchering that. Coming up on 170 knots now. Should be starting our left turn for our final. We are about showing 27 nautical miles out. I believe it's going to be 27 minus 5. Once we start our left turn, I'll go ahead and switch over to the ILS, which we are capturing. Right now, our final course is going to be 116. I'll go ahead and set that. Perfect. Airport directly in front of us. All is looking perfect. So we are on glide slope right now. We'll go ahead and set our missed approach altitudes. Let's climb straight ahead to Foxtrot Romeo 510, then turn left direct Foxtrot Romeo 512, then to Desto, climbing to 3,600 feet. So we're not going to change our approach there. Missed approach altitude is already set. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to introduce flaps. Flaps 15. And I'll throw the rest of our lights on. So cabin crew has been advised. Landing gear is not, it's not down yet. Still got some time. I'll go ahead and switch over our power management over to the takeoff position, just for the purposes of not forgetting. And we're going to vacate to the left once we get down. There's some regional parking slots out there. Or I guess the regional apron, whatever they want to call it. Let's wind the speed back a little bit more. Very bumpy. Gonna go ahead. Gear coming down. Flaps checked, power management takeoff. True low speeds checked. Exterior lights are on. We'll wait to go ahead, flaps full very soon. Go ahead and keep the speed up here. Close to about 5 miles out. We'll go ahead. Flaps are going full. We'll let the speed keep rolling back for us. And we got gear down, 3 green, flaps are full, lights are on. Come down to the approach speed here. Looks like she's going to be a handful as usual flying into these Caribbean airports. It's always gusty and windy. But we got a beautiful headwind nevertheless. So. Gonna go ahead and take the aircraft. I believe I've flown into this airport once. We'll make sure that we stay on top of the glide here. We don't want to get too high. We don't want to get too low. Start trimming out the aircraft. Very bumpy. Looks like we got 2 whites, 2 reds. Glide slope and pappies are green, which is nice. Speed's looking good. Looks like we got 3 whites, 1 red. We'll keep coming down. Getting a little high on the glide there. Very bumpy coming in. Getting blown to the left, we're getting blown to the right. My goodness.
500. Approaching decision height. Decision height.
Continue.
200.
Runway is in sight. Oh my goodness. I'm fighting this one.
$100.
There we go. I can feel the calm now.
20. 10.
No LRM, but that's okay. Reverser's coming out. And reversers are stowed. Ladies and gents, welcome down to Pointe-à-Pitre here in Guadeloupe. Very disappointing I cannot get LRM to work. I'm so disappointed with that. We'll just have to use the overlay one instead. Anyway. Go ahead and vacate to the left here. This aircraft is very hard to maintain center line on touchdown. It's crazy. We're going to go ahead and clean up the flaps. Gust lock is coming on. And landing lights are off. Strobe lights can come off. We'll just come up to a stop here and we'll do a checklist here. Radar is going standby. Flight controls are locked. Flaps are 0. Trims reset. Landing and strobe lights are off. Anti-icing is off. Probe heating and true. Are off. Condition lever 1. We're going to go ahead and feather that one. And let's taxi to the gate. Come over to GSX. Let's open it up. We're going to go ahead and ramp. I guess we'll do ramp 16. We're going to show me the spot. That's where we're going. They'll follow me. Perfect. Condition lever 1 is coming off. So this is where I guess the regional. This is the regional apron here. No need to go over to the gates. We're looking for 16. It's a very interesting parking job we got to do here. Taxi and takeoff lights can come off. Let's see how we do. Aircraft stopping on a dime. He wants us to chalk it, but we're not going to do it yet. We'll chalk it right there. Parking brake is on. Lost my mouse there for a sec. We'll finish up our checklist here. Condition lever is feathered. Normal procedures. We are going to the parking. Parking brake is engaged. Taxi takeoff lights are on. Condition lever 2. We're going to feather. Beacon light is coming off. Transponder is standby. Tail prop is going to be in position. Seatbelt lights are off. Procedure complete. And then I guess we'll come upstairs here. Prop brake can come on. Windshield heat coming off. Oxygen supply is coming off. We're going to go ahead. Wheel chocks, ground power, main door, cargo door. All coming on and on. External powers are coming on. Engine number 2 is coming off.
The boarding requested.
And we're going to deboard the aircraft. Well, there you have it, ladies and gents. We have concluded our first leg here with Air Antilles ops from St Maarten down to Guadalupe. This is a very nice scenery.
Passenger's bus is coming.
Apparently this is the regional where the regional aircraft all park. You got your gates down there for the bigger jets. I think some flights come in here from Europe as well. Some 777s fly in here. But anyway, beautiful scenery, cloudy, but still a nice day. We're going to get ready for our last leg. We are flying down to Fort de France in Martinique. It'll be another shortish flight. So hopefully y'all will stay tuned for that one.
Passengers
And
starting.
catch y'all momentarily. Thanks for watching, ladies and gents. We'll see you in a bit. Peace. What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the second half of the video here. I'm currently just boarding the aircraft. I got the aircraft already set up. No need to do another cold and dark on this journey here. This is sort of a, I guess, not really a turnaround, but just the second leg as we continue on with Air Antilles down to Fort de France in Martinique. We are expecting, I believe, to depart off of runway 12 here in Pointe-à-Pitre, and I have everything kind of loaded up. We'll have a look at our departure in a moment here. I'm just gonna get we'll get Navigraph up here. So we are doing an RNAV departure out of runway 12. It's going to be the Catam 1 Foxtrot departure. How it looks is basically we're going to go ahead and we're going to take off runway heading, and then at Hadlow we're going to make our right turn to Olavi, and then we're going to continue on down to Catam. Transalt's 9,000 feet here. Initial climb clearance basically 7,000 feet is our initial climb clearance, but we're going right up to 12,000 feet today. And that's sort of it. Jump back inside the cockpit here. Like I said, I already got things rocking and rolling here. I'm going to come over to the perf tab here, and this is our takeoff page here. I'm just going to change Transalt for our takeoff and approach. Make sure it's 9,000. That's all set. Sort of the last leg. Last leg for today's flight. As you can see, it's getting overcast out right now. I'm not sure what the winds are looking, but what we could do is we can check that. And right now the winds are 130 at 12, visibility at 9999, few clouds at 2800, broken at 66, altimeter 1012. Baggage is loading up. I'm not sure if we're actually going to push back from here. We might as well just, once the baggage is loaded, we'll just start the aircraft up and taxi on out. I think that makes the most sense. So just wait for the baggage to load, and then we'll get the rest of the aircraft going. So because LRM did not work, we have opted for the other landing rate monitoring tool that comes with the, I guess you can call it the video overlay with all the stuff you see up top here. We'll get a little FPM monitor once we touch down. I won't be able to see it, I'm not sure what it's going to be, but definitely you guys will see it on stream. Hopefully it'll be a nice smooth landing. The weather shouldn't be too bad down in Martinique. Have a look at the weather right now. The winds are variable at 3, so there you go. It should be a very beautiful, beautiful approach. Cloudy though. Don't forget, everybody, if you're enjoying the content, smash down the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. I would greatly appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and turn the beacon light on and the wing light. Sort of get ourselves prepared for when we go ahead the aircraft into hotel mode. Looks like we're loading up the last of our luggage. Last piece of luggage going in finally. Go ahead, we'll close the cargo door. Perfect. I'm not going to request pushback clearance. We're just going to go ahead, get this aircraft started up. We don't need to worry about holding the prop brake. So, pump number 2 going on. Starter number 2 going on. Wait for a 10% NH percentage, and then we'll feather. Oops. There we go. Doors, seatbelts, beacons. Perfect. Come back upstairs. Pump number 1 coming on. Engine start number 1 coming on. Come up top here. We'll get rid of our ground power. Don't need it. Fantastic. Everything's feathered. Board taxi checklist. Okay, FWS, recall. Check. Cockpit comm hatch closed. Condition levers 1 and 2. Go to idle. Anti-icing as required. True. Is on. Probe heat's coming on. Anti-skid test. Anti-skid test is okay. Flaps 15 is set. Nose wheel steering is on. That concludes our before taxi checklist. Taxi checklist. Taxi takeoff lights on. Brakes. Good to go. FGCP FMA. Going up to 12,000 feet. Check. We're going to click heading. Nav. IAS. Throttles in the managed speed. Takeoff config test. Gust lock's coming off. Takeoff config test is okay. And then we're going to come down to the before takeoff checklist. Takeoff briefing has been performed. Gust lock is off. Flight controls checked. Transponder TCAS is on. Everything else fantastic. And then we'll go to the after takeoff checklist. Turn on our weather radar. Even though it doesn't work, we'll get it on. Come back upstairs, make sure we got no white lights. Good to go. Let's go. We're going to go ahead and make a right turn onto Foxtrot. And then we're going to go ahead and turn onto the active runway. Landing lights are going on. Okay, now we're backtracking on the runway. Going a little faster on the ground speed, but that's fine. That's fine. Let's center ourselves up as best as we can here. And fantastic. Okay. Takeoff lights are on, all our exterior lights are on, we're good to go. Throttle's over to notch. And let's go. We do have a crosswind here. Should be fun. Should be fun. 80 knots checked. And V1. And rotate. Positive rate of climb. Gear going up. And she's windy. Not a bad departure. I'll take it. Following directors here. Autopilot coming on. Yaw dampener coming on. And we'll go ahead and power management over to climb. Landing gear up. Flaps will go up momentarily. Flaps up. Takeoff taxi lights can come off. Fabulous. Power management to climb. Engine bleeds off. Taxi takeoff lights off. Altimeter set and check. Fantastic. Go back to our procedures here. Descent checklist is coming up. There we go. Beautiful departure on out. Cool little island. There we go, starting our right turn now. Fantastic. Looks like we got some red water there. That's pretty cool. Don't know if that's legitimate or not. Fantastic. Got some clouds out there in the distance. That's okay. We should be missing it, or passing by it. Okay, folks. I'm gonna fly it up to 12,000 feet here. And before you know it, I'll prepare you for the arrival into Martinique, Fort de France. Appreciate you guys watching. Catch y'all in a bit. Peace. What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the video. Currently on the descent down into Fort de France in Martinique. And we're descending at about 1,300 feet per minute, getting down to 2,000 feet. That's where we're going to establish ourselves for the ILS. We're just passing 9,000 feet now. I'm going to come over to the perf tab here. We're going to go ahead and plug in our approach information here. The winds are variable at 2. So we could just 000 at 2. Done. QNH is going to be 1013. So we'll go ahead and change that. There we go. 1013 is set. And we are expecting the ILS Zulu for a runway 10. We need to be at, as I said, 2,000 feet to get ourselves established. And weather looks absolutely phenomenal outside. Despite the darkness and the gloominess, I think it looks pretty appropriate for this type of flying. I've already done the descent checklist. We're on the approach checklist now. We'll wait until we get established, and we'll go ahead and start that. Following the VNAV very nicely. Looking good, looking good. Overall, this aircraft is it's not too bad to fly, you know, for 20 bucks. Cannot go wrong. Start bringing back the speed a little bit. Airport is out there into the abyss. And we're hoping for a butter landing. The winds are as good as we expect it to be in this ATR, so it should be a relatively very nice touchdown. Our course is going to be 095. I'll actually set that up now. Oh, I can't. I gotta wait till we do the ILS. Can it pick it up now? Nope. Not quite. But you know what? We'll just continue to do this. 095. 095 is in. And we'll start our approach checklist here. Seatbelts are on, landing lights are on, altimeter set and check, cabin altitude is checked. And we'll come down to our before landing checklist. Oh, looks like we got glide slope. Glide slope is coming in. Showing us a little high on the approach. That's okay. Taxi takeoff lights coming on. And Yoke and glide slope is captured. Our missed approach altitude, I think, is 2,500 feet. That is all set. Beautiful. Pretty cool approach. I like how low the clouds are. That's pretty cool. Runway is right there. We'll hold the speed for now. No need to bring out the flaps yet. We still have $19 miles to go. $16 miles. Lots of time. Let's try to do this right. Showing us about 15 miles out. I'm going to go ahead. We got flaps 15. It's showing 15 miles out, but runway's closer than we anticipate. Realistically, we're getting about 5 miles out. So Flaps 15. Gear going down. Speed still coming back. We're gonna go ahead. Flaps full. We'll go ahead and we'll do our checklist here. So we got cabin crews advised, landing gears 3 green down, flaps are checked, power management, takeoff, true low speeds checked, icing as required, external lights checked, all looks well. Come over to the after landing checklist. And I'm going to go ahead and take the aircraft. And we'll hand fly it in. Showing a slight headwind, about 9 knots. Other than that, we're relatively calm here. Speed's looking good, showing 3 whites, 1 red. Glide slope's looking good. We'll just let the aircraft kind of do its thing. We're getting a little off course here. Let's get her back in. Aircraft feels very light. Very light. Check. Showing us a little bit low there on the poppies. I think it shows 1 white, 3 red. Bring her back in. It might even show 4 red. I'm not too sure. There we go. 1 white, 3 red. Glide slope coming back. Two whites, 2 reds is what we want. Continue. Slight bump. Little floaty.
10.
It's okay, we are down. Maintain center line. Reverse thrust coming out. Get us back on the speed. We'll take it. Fantastic. Welcome down to Martinique. Ladies and gents, not too shabby of a landing. We'll take it, we'll take it. We're gonna find a find an exit. I think there's one coming up here. Rudder's still a bit sensitive here. Pull up the gates here in a minute because I don't know where we're gonna park. We'll go ahead and make this left. Flaps coming up. And we'll stop the aircraft right here and we'll do our checklist. Landing lights are off. Okay, radar. Standby. Flight controls check. Flaps are 0. Trims reset. Land and strobe lights off. Anti-icing as required. Sorry, anti-icing off. True and pros coming off. Ignition lever 1. Feather. We'll come to our parking checklist. And that's once we get there. I'm going to go ahead. Gust lock is coming off. Ignition lever 1 can come off. Come up to GSX. Let's have a look at some of our parking positions here. Parking 4. We're going to go... Let's try this one. I guess we'll go there. Let's rock and roll. Not too sure who the devs are for the scenery, but I'll definitely put the scenery description down below in the video if you guys want to check it out. A lot of good Caribbean scenery out here. Hopefully, hopefully there'll be like a world update out here. That'd be pretty cool. So we are looking for parking number 2. You can see some baggage out there. Maybe out there, I think, is where we're going. I think we're going to go ahead and turn in now. Taxi takeoff lights are coming off. Might have screwed that one up. That's okay. We'll go ahead and we'll park here. Not a problem. We screwed that one up, but that is totally okie dokie. Okay, parking brake is on. Taxi takeoff lights are off. Go ahead and condition levers going to feather. Beacon light coming off. Transponder. Standby. Tail prop. And seatbelt lights are on and off. Fantastic. We'll come up top here. Can't turn those off yet, but we're going to go ahead and... Prop brake is coming on. Don't look at that. Ground power is not coming on. Interesting. I think my my tablet is frozen. Oh, engine is still going. What? Tail prop is not holding. I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's try it again. That's okay. Anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll kill it. Doesn't want to turn off. Fantastic. That is fantastic. I think I broke the aircraft. Anyway, we'll disregard that. Ladies and gents, welcome down to Martinique. A bug. Cannot shut that off. We'll leave it. What the hey? We'll leave it. What the hey? Yeah, I can't do anything here. Everything's kind of frozen. Cannot cut engines. Can't click nothing up here. Nothing's clickable. Even the main battery's staying on. Nothing's changing. Whatever. Alright, that concludes our Air Antilles flights. We're gonna go ahead and do 2 more flights. One with Liat Airlines, the other one with the Caribbean Airlines, both in the ATR. And I hope you all enjoyed that flight. Some of these things I cannot control, such as turning off this engine number 2 doesn't want to shut off, so it is what it is. What if I shut that off? I wonder if I mean, I got the engine shut off, but it's still spinning, so maybe I did something wrong, I don't know. But anyway, we'll catch you all in the next flight, and I hope you all enjoyed this one. See you in a bit. Peace.